Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Last time we launched the rocket in an attempt to actually stop the meteor, and was it successful? Well, we're about to find out. Well, shit. Apparently not. Because the rocket's still there. It did blast a pretty damn big hole in it, though. I mean, damn. It at least blew the shell off the backside of it. I mean, can you really expect that to work, considering that we're actually, the meteor is actually being summoned by, like any other comet or any other magic attack. You can't really stop that magic attack, I wouldn't think. So, but you got to admit, for just the rocket exploding on the one side of the meteor, it did a lot of damage to the meteor. But yeah, everybody's in despair now because they see the rocket. They see the rocket was a failure and the meteor's still coming. Now, it wouldn't have mattered whether or not you actually got the huge materia. The huge materia would have not made any effect, would not have helped the rocket at all in any way. It would not have destroyed meteor. It wouldn't have done more damage to meteor. No matter what, the events would have been the same. The only difference is we have access to some better stuff now that we actually saved that huge materia. Well, Tifa's got us. That was peppy all of a sudden. So is Sid. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I suppose so. Mm-hmm. Way to go, Barrett. You got some big plans, Sid? Seems like you got something in mind. Oh, hell. Oh, I sure grew in the mood. What is it, Red? I don't know why Cloud did a full 360 there, but whatever. Alright, Sid couldn't give us any plans, but we got some ideas. We need to go. We can possibly get some ideas from Bugenhagen at Cosmo Canyon. So, guess where we're heading? Cosmo Canyon. Alright. Let me think a second here. Yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk to everybody real quick before we... It's been a while since we've talked to everybody in the party, so let's talk to Barrett. Okay. Obviously, that's a clue telling you where you need to go. They're all talking about Bugenhagen because... Oh, really? That I didn't know. Well, Vincent. That I didn't know either. Sid? Red, how about you? Obviously, he wants to go see his grandfather, so he's excited for that. Let's see what Yuffie has to say. If anything at all. Okay. All right. Let's get on the. Let's get back to the bridge, talk to the pilot, and let's head to Cosmo Canyon. Let's go. All right. As you can see, Rocket Town has changed. You can see the rocket has gone from the launch platform. By the way, there's something I didn't think to show you guys yet. After the events at the Northern Cave, right at the beginning of the Northern Cave, they said there was a giant light barrier that's surrounding Sephiroth. Well, here's the northern crater. You can kind of see, it's kind of hard to tell, there's a barrier over the cave that's preventing us from getting in. If you try to fly up to it, we can't get into it. So no matter what, we can't actually get into the northern cave. I just want to point that out real quick. Also, it's been a while since we've actually done this. Let's go over here. Where is it? There's that place. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Here is the Chocobo Sage's house. Let's go ahead and see if he remembers anything else. Remember anything? That's the one they call a mountain chocobo. Call him a river chocobo. That makes sense. Oh, well, that's a problem. That's all we're going to get out of him for now. But that is a green chocobo. That is a mountain chocobo. It can actually, like it said, climb mountains. And there's a blue chocobo that can cross rivers. Alright. What we're going to do now is head to Cosmo Canyon, just like we've been told. I want to go ahead and show that little stuff off real quick. Cosmo Canyon is on the western continent, just like most things are. There's Gold Saucer. Cosmo Canyon on the other side of these rocks. There it is right there. But as always, since we can't actually land on anything but grass, we have to park the Highwind over here and walk all the way there. So I'm gonna hop out here, and I'll meet you guys at Cosmo Canyon. So there's the enemies that we have to fight along the way. They're not anywhere near powerful enough to be a threat anymore. So I'll just meet you guys at Cosmo Canyon. Be right back. All right, here we are, Cosmo Canyon. Let's go see Bugenhagen. You remember he's up at the top of the little observatory. Let's go up here and then go left. Go around here and in this door. Up this staircase here. Into this door right here. And Bugenhagen is in here in this observatory. There he is. Let's talk to him. That's why we came back. Yeah, we already know Cloud has memory problems. So we're going to put the PHS, and we're going to bring the rest of the party into this little chamber that supposedly can only hold 3 people. But whatever. You didn't remember her, you didn't forget her. In other words, she's always on his mind. Right. Yeah, we're quite aware of that. We saw the fancy FMV. Oh, so Bugenhagen's going with us, huh? Yeah, Sid, his non-believing self. Alright, we're going to put the huge materia in the observatory. So if we ever need to access it for any reason, we can. And here it is. Okay, as you can see, there are three materia in front of us: the green, blue, and yellow. It matches the materia that we have gotten throughout the game. The blue is obviously the, I believe it's a passive materia. The green is, the blue is actually the paired materia. Whereas the green is the huge materia. Let's get closer. Huge materia emitted a gentle glow. The color is the same as magic materia. It's green, we know that. Alright, let's look at the blue one. Let's get closer. You get a cold glow. Bahamut. Neo Bahamut grows brightly. And we get the Bahamut Zero materia. I believe this blue materia is the unlocking achievement, Bahamut Zero. Very nice. I believe this blue materia is the materia on board the rocket. If you fail to get this materia, you would not get access to Bahamut Zero, obviously, because this little cutscene that we just did wouldn't have happened. So if we examine it, get closer, we'll get a cold glow. Okay, he's not going to say it, but it's the same as paired materia. Oh, God damn it. I walk over to the yellow materia, get closer, and a quiet glow. Color the same as command materia. Okay, essentially what we're talking about here is those kind of the clues that you need to know. If you have obtained all of the master materias of a certain class, like I talked about all the master magic materias, you go down here to the green materia down here, you interact with it, it will give you a master magic materia that encompasses all of the magic materia that you can obtain throughout the game through the green materia only, of course. Since there is no master paired materia, essentially what you get out of the blue materia here is just the Bahamut Zero materia. So you have to have gotten Bahamut, which is what you get from the Temple of the Ancients after you beat that red dragon. There's the materia there. You make sure you pick up the Bahamut materia there, and then you get the Neo Bahamut materia in the Whirlwind Maze before you fight Genova. So you make sure you grab those two materia, otherwise you will not get Bahamut Zero from this blue materia here. Now, there is obviously one materia missing. The materia is obviously the summer materia, which I don't suppose it's a spoiler. We already know that there's one huge materia missing that we haven't obtained yet, and that is the huge materia that was in the crashed, or that was in the the submarine, the red submarine that we sunk before we head to Rocket Town. So, if you had the red materia here, you could talk to it as well. He would say this is the same color as summon materia. So, if you have mastered all of the magic materia in the game, and mastered each one of the materia, at least one of each of the magic materia in the game, you talk to this materia, the green materia, it'll give you a master magic materia. If you mastered almost all the command materia in the game, you can come talk to the yellow materia and it'll give you a master command materia. Now, one of the materia that I'm pretty sure you don't have to master, for example, is enemy skill, because that doesn't require any AP. It just requires you to gather all the enemy skills. And at this point in the game, I can go ahead and say it this way, you cannot actually master the enemy skill materia, because there are some enemy skills that are cast by enemies that are in a area that is a point of no return at the end game. So no matter what, some of those skills cannot be obtained because of the location of the enemies that cast them. They're in an area that you can't get to except to the end game, and you won't be able to come back here because you'll be past the point of no return. So that enemy skill materia is a materia that you cannot master, therefore it does not count toward the total enemy skill, toward the total command materia that you can get from the yellow materia. Now, all the red materia, the summon materia, you have to master, and then you talk to the red materia that will appear right about where Cloud is standing now, and you get the master summon materia. So, I am actually, before we actually go anywhere, once we get through talking to, in order to go back down, you can come back here to Cosmo Canyon anytime, go out and take the little machine, and go up to the upper level, and the materia will be here, will always be here. You're ready to go back down, interact with any one of these materia, and you say, go back down. Okay. We're going to be leaving and going straight to the high wind, but we're not actually going to go to where we need to go yet. And he's going to float his way up there. I've never actually gone up there and talked to him before. Let's go up to the deck real quick and talk to him. I don't think I've actually done that before. There he is. Yeah, unfortunately, there's really actually... I mean, they hint about it, they talk about it, but they never specifically say where you're supposed to go here. You need to return to the Forgotten Capital, where the actual entire place where Aeris, we actually last saw Aeris where she died essentially. You need to go to that area, and they never know. And it really confused me the first time I played because they kept saying Aeris was in that area. She was last there at that place, that location. They never specifically said what that location was, and for the longest time that confused me. I didn't know what they meant. So, if you're confused by that, then I don't feel as bad. But if you knew it right away, then obviously I guess I was just an idiot. But you need to go back to the Forgotten Capital. But we're not going to go there just yet. We're going to run back to the bridge here. And we still got plenty of time in this episode. Wow, okay, I thought it was getting close to the end here. We're going to return to the bridge. And we are actually going to return to the submarine because now it's time to do some underwater stuff. Mostly because an item that we need to progress with the main plot is underwater. So we're going to go over here, talk to this guy. Let's go. Again, we're aboard the High Wind, which is down here. And we're going to fly to Junon and get the submarine. There's Junon. Let's land. I'm going to throw down a quick save real quick and be right back. Okay, I'm all saved up and my gear I didn't make any gear changes or anything. I went ahead and everything's the same as it's been for the last little bit. Eventually I will be bringing in other characters, but for now we are going to jump in the submarine. There we go. And we're on the surface now. You can float around anywhere that you can You float around anywhere in the water, anywhere that's deep water. Essentially, the submarine is the opposite of the tiny Bronco. Whereas the tiny Bronco, you couldn't go into any dark, deep water. The submarine can't go into any shallow water, and you can only get off on docks that look kind of like this. So, we're going to float around here in the ocean for a little bit. We're going to stay on the surface for now because what was our next destination is actually over here on this side of the water. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to accidentally run into Emerald Weapon. Emerald Weapon is an optional super boss in the game, and he floats around underwater here. He floats around the middle of the ocean here, and I don't want to accidentally trigger him. So what I want to do is I'm going to float over here. This should be a good enough spot. Now I want to press B to dive. And we're now underwater. We can actually go up and no, there he is right there. That's Emerald Weapon right there. He'll float. Sometimes he'll float around the ocean in the middle here. Sometimes he'll be in one spot. Actually, if he's not moving, he's usually only in two spots. I think one for sure, but I think two. All you gotta do, it's easy to avoid him. Just don't run into him. You don't want to run into him. You're not ready to fight him. He has over 1 million HP. He has devastating attacks. You are not ready to fight him at this point. You can if you want to. It's not impossible, but damn, it's hard. Well, we're going to go first. Is we're going to head over here this direction. And I believe we head to this cavern over here. I say it's a little cavern, it's a little entryway here. Right over here to the left. We see a cave. Let's enter this cave. The submarine does travel kind of slow, so I apologize. This trip takes a little while. But now that you're inside the cave, you can't actually surface. You press B, you cannot return to the surface, no matter what. So we're going to just continue in here. Follow this cave on through here. As you can see on the map, we're actually underneath the western continent. Right over here. We're now actually in a place where we can surface now, so we're going to press B. And we surfaced, and where we are is this little pond here. This little lake that I tried to go to earlier with the waterfall. Right down there in front of us is the river that we usually pass through on the tiny Bronco. Well, this is the river that I was trying to get to earlier on the high wind. I forgot that you couldn't actually land here on the high wind, but you can come here in the submarine. Let's get off here. I'm going to make a quick change to my party members real quick. I'm going to take out Sid and bring in Vincent. That's not bringing in Vincent. There we go. And Vincent in our party, we're going to go over here to the waterfall, and we can actually go into the waterfall. And it's important that Vincent is in your party for this. So I come up here. Sephiroth. Vincent recognizes the voice. It's Lucrecia. She recognizes him too. And we get a flashback here. Hey, this is Nibelheim. Well, there's we know that Vincent was a Turk, so that's obviously a Turk outfit. Obviously just having a conversation with Lucrecia there. Obviously, he admitted his feelings for her, but she didn't feel the same apparently. But she had him for apparently this male scientist here. Now that's sweet of you, Vincent. Obviously, she is now pregnant with the father. We're pregnant with the baby, which we know is Sephiroth. The child was born to Lucrecia. That child's name was Sephiroth. We kind of already knew this because remember Vincent mentioned this. Oh, she passed out. Remember she mentioned that Vincent mentioned this when you first met him. He just shot Vincent. Now you might be able to recognize who that scientist was. I'm not going to spoil who it is in case you don't recognize it from a previous flashback scene we saw. So I'm not going to spoil who it is, but if you know, please don't put in the comments below because I don't want any spoilers. But in case you do know, keep that in mind. Obviously, whoever that scientist was did some experiments on Vincent, and Vincent is now the body that we... I was unable to stop Professor Gast and Hojo, there's a hint. And Lucretia, I was unable to stop them. Vincent was a Turk, and experiments turned him into the warrior that we see now, with the cape and the ability to transform and all that other stuff. Cloud was going to explain what Vincent's going to explain instead. I never understood quite why Vincent told her that. Not entirely sure. Okay, we probably can't... We can return to this cave. I don't think there's anything we can do right now, even with Vincent in the party. Okay, no, we can't. We gotta come back here later. There's something else we can do here in this little cave here, and we will do it later. Of course, again, we have to do it with Vincent in the party. So we'll go ahead and quickly change and bring Sid back in. But, of course, you cannot do that scene unless you have Vincent in your party. Alright, with that done, let's jump back in the boat. Dive again, because we can't go anywhere. Go back to the cave here. And we head to our next destination. I don't know exactly where all this stuff is. I can kind of remember like vague locations, and I'm gonna, I'll go to them and show you where they are. Now, one thing to keep in mind: every time you dive, Elmo will change locations. So he won't always be swimming around. Like I said, he'll usually be stationary in one. He'll either swim around, or he'll be stationary in two locations. So each time you dive, make sure you be careful and look around and see if you can, and watch for him and make sure you don't accidentally bump into him. And while you can't escape, he can easily kill you anyway. So we're going to swim through here, of course, come out this cavern on this side. And right here is, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back down. There's another cave here. Let's go into it. And what's this? Seems like a key to somewhere, huh? Really old, huh? Analysis complete. Exact origin undetermined. Estimated to be several thousand years old. Ancients? We received key item, key to the ancients. Now, this is different from like the keystone or anything like that, but this is the item that we need to actually proceed with the main plot. When I get to the point to where I need the key, I will explain what would happen if you didn't have the key. But that's why I decided to come down here to the submarine first, because we actually need to get that key. Okay, with that done, let's continue exploring the ocean, because there's more things we want to get down here. There's not a whole lot we can do. As you can see, there's no battles you can do underwater unless you run into Emerald Weapon, of course. But there's a few things you can do down here, not a lot, and there's no battles, as like I said. So we're just going to swim around here for a while. I don't see... Okay, there he is. He's moving on. You see a little puff of smoke coming this way? Or puff of water. That's Emerald right there. So he won't chase you down or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. But you do want to avoid him. You don't want to run into him. Okay, let's head over this direction. Because right over here somewhere should be our next little thing that we're looking for. There it is, over there. There is the sunken submarine. The one that we shot down when we left Junon's underwater reactor. Drive up to it, and just like the key, we immediately switch to this view. This is the leader sub. Huge materia recovered. No damage appears to have been sustained. Receive key item huge materia. And now we've got the last huge materia available in the game, and that huge materia is the one that gives us access to the master summon materia. So if you have taken the time to master all the summon materia in the game, which is some we haven't obtained yet at this point, once you master them all, you go back to Cosmo Canyon, go to the observatory, go up to the top of the observatory. The red material should be like almost right in the middle of the screen. Interact with it. Boom, there's your master summon materia. You can cast all the summon materia available in the game. Alright, with that done, let's find our next objective. Excuse me. What we're looking for now is looking for like another cave kind of thing. Oh, there's Emerald there. He's sitting right there in the middle. Okay. I forgot that he actually gets stationary there, so okay, that's good to know. Interesting place to be. What we're looking for is, like I said, to the cave. Is this the way in it? Nope, that's not it. So we'll just keep turning here. Alright. You can turn, there's the underwater reactor. So there's the Geon underwater reactor. Unfortunately, we can't go into it. You can't fly into it, you can't drive into it. And I believe even from Junon, you can't go down to the elevator or anything. I believe the elevator is closed again. So that literally is the only time you can go into the underwater reactor, which is why I say that if you're trying to get the guidebook from the item that you morph from the ghost ship enemy, that that tunnel is the only place you can do it, that you can guarantee an eventual spawn, whereas there's not a guaranteed spawn in the battle square in the gold saucer. There's a chance he can, but it's actually easier to encounter him in that tunnel on the way to the underwater reactor. Okay, so just go in here. Alright, keep going along here. Like I said, looking for another cave entrance kind of thing. I believe it's coming up pretty soon. Is it here? Nope, that's not a cave entrance. There's not really a cave, but like another entryway kind of thing. I think this is where I've already been. Okay. And let's see, I went all the way to the left this time. I came in from that side. I went that way to see the that way to under the eastern continent or western continent to get that thing. The key to the ancients was here. Okay. What I'm looking for is a crashed plane. Okay, this is the entrance to that. That's not it, that's for sure. Again, I forget exactly where these things are. Actually, believe it or not, it would actually be easier if Emerald Weapon was actually standing over the crashed airplane is one of the locations where he would be, and it would actually be easier because it would be easier for me to spot Emerald and to know the airplane was right near it. So, okay, here's another kind of thing. This may be what I'm looking for. Turn here. Oop. Come on, turn. Here we go. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. There is the crashed plane. This is one of those Gilnica airplanes that we saw take off from Junon. This isn't the one that we saw take off, but this is similar to it. So it's the same kind of one. This is the Gilnica plane. Fly up to it, and now we're inside. Take a few steps. This is the Shinra's Gilnica type airplane. Wonder why it went down here. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to save, because there are some very, very strong enemies in here. It's actually a pretty tough area. Good for leveling too, but it is actually an area with very strong enemies that can take you down pretty quick. One thing you want to make sure you have is ribbons and status protection, because a lot of the enemies here do cast status ailments on you, like sleep and poison. So you want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to save here real quick, because there's a lot of good items I want to get here. So I'm going to save, and then we are going to explore the Gilnica airplane in the next episode of Final Fantasy VII. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the links at the end of this video for more of my videos. And thanks so much for watching. I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade, and I'll see you later.